GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to Boliga, where no show has gone before. Live long and prosper, bitches. Fun! Convention news.
Joel and True boys, girls, men and women, those that don't know what you are, welcome to the floor of Star Trek Las Vegas 2016, the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Joining me to my left, your right, wearing just her simple Orion girl, slave girl outfit, it's Terry Lynn.
Hello, everyone.
And I, of course, am Gettysburg 7, and we are very privileged to have with us, he's an artist, he's a man, he's a legend, and John Byrne doesn't think his stuff sucks. It's JK Woodward.
Hello.
JK, thank you so much for coming and helping us out at our booth this year and just making your art available to our listeners who are walking by the booth and, seeing your amazing stuff. A lot of our listeners also know of our love of your work from last year when I bought a couple of your pieces, and I haven't stopped touting about it since. I'm like, I love this stuff. I wanted to kind of get some basic questions about you as a person, first and foremost. How long have you been doing comics and art, and how did you break into the comic book world?
Yeah, that's a good question, and the thing is, the story is different for everybody, because I do my own podcast, and I ask this question to everybody I interview all the time, and it's always different answers. I've actually been doing it since professionally since about 2003, so not that long. I started late in my life. It started because I moved to Germany and I was doing album covers for a record label, small record label there, and we wanted to do a small saddle stitch book that goes with the album, and it was basically a comic book. Though all it really was 22 different paintings, and then we had somebody write prose over it. Somebody saw that and contacted me, and I went to San Diego that year from Frankfurt, Germany. And met somebody who had a script that they wanted me to work on, and so I did that. And it was for a small imprint called Digital Webbing Presents. So it was just a 12-page story. Then Chris Ryall saw that, and they were, at the time, I think he just started at IDW, and they were doing CSI New York. So he hired me to do that. And then Peter David saw that and said he wanted me to do Fallen Angel. So it all kind of... The Peter David saw that and said, "Oh, I want this guy for Fallen Angel," because he was coming from DC at the time to do Fallen Angel at IDW, and he's like, "That's the guy I want." And so, it all really happened, And you
said what were you doing before this then? Because you said you started kind of late.
Yeah, well, I've had more jobs than David Banner, David Bentley, David, all those guys. But I was doing a lot of stuff. I grew up in a small factory town in New England, Attleboro. And so at the time, we still had factories in this country. And I was just going from one factory job to another. And then I came out to LA and I started working in retail and market research. And then I said, maybe I should go to college, because the whole art thing is never going to work out. So I got a degree in computer science. And for some reason, right after I graduated, I went straight into design, which I was not qualified to do. But I wanted to work in art, and I knew computers, so there we go. And then actually worked in porn for a little while, not as an actor, but as the guy that's doing the covers, as a designer. I was doing the covers for a small company called Leisure Time Entertainment. And then I did some multimedia production stuff, and then I moved to Germany and did the album covers, and it all kind of went from there. So,
what's the biggest, and this is a serious question, what's the biggest misconception people have about the porn industry?
Well, from my point of view as a designer, the people you see on the covers don't really look like that. We did a lot of airbrushing. that was a glamorous job I had, airbrushing acne off of butts, pretty much. But the biggest misconception is that they're all tragic figures and drug addicts, or there's always like this. People love to tell the story about porn like it's like this horrible industry that destroys people. I actually have a friend that worked in porn in the 90s, and it turned her life around. I knew her when she was a drug addict, and she cleaned up and did porn. You know, so sometimes the opposite is true. So I would say that's the major misconception, that these are all broken people. These are just people. These are just sex workers that love what they're doing. You know, so
God bless them all.
I can't say doodly. You know me. I'm like, my husband is the one who's set to clear my browser history. I'm just saying.
But hers are all taut little Filipino boys, so we don't. Who have you drawn that growing up you thought, man, if I ever had the chance, this would be the be-all, end-all?
Oh, that's a tough one, because I've had the pleasure of doing likenesses of all my Star Trek heroes. I mean, pretty much. I mean,
Or any
huh? Oh, I would say definitely my, besides Star Trek, let's put that aside for a second. Probably my bucket list was, when I was 12 years old, one day I'm going to do an X-Men comic, because I'm a big John Byrne fan. I was like loving what he was doing. I grew up on that stuff. One day I'm going to do an X-Men comic, and I actually did. I did X-Men Origins Beast. So like I checked that off. And now, you know, I got it out of my system. I'm fine with just doing Star Trek from here on in. But
You're pretty well known for doing a lot of crossover work for IDW. You did the Doctor Who, Star Trek, and others, including Green Lantern, correct? Did I get that one right? I'm not the best. You didn't do the... Okay. But...
For Terry, we have to tell you, she had her comic book store where she lived, had her pull list and everything. They left.
Oh no. Oh no. So what are you doing now? Digital? You have to go digital?
as much as I can, but I don't like them as much digital.
Yeah. It's not the same thing. You got to have that tactile, you know, yeah.
I love my Kindle, and I read most of my books on Kindle because traveling, you know, things like that. But there's something about a comic book, particularly as the artist, I may have to go back a page to follow the artwork again, because sometimes it goes like this, sometimes it goes like this. Sure. I'm doing finger things. It's great radio, what you can't see. But you know what I mean? Sometimes it goes across from 2 pages. Sometimes it just goes down a column, they horizontal or vertical. And I don't think on a computer I could follow, because I need to go back. Like, that dialogue doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely a much better experience to see the whole book as it's supposed to be. Also, there's a thing about digital where you can get a zoom in on a panel that's really small. It's not supposed to be looked at, scrutinized that large. You know, and I have to be aware of that when I'm doing my art now, that somebody is going to see this screen size when it's actually the size of a postage stamp. And I have to buy really fine brushes so I can do really fine detail work now, because...
Fanboys can be the worst, can't we?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, well, yes, but I mean, I count myself as among them, so like, I nitpick, yeah. So I can't really complain when people do it to me, because I also look at stuff. But I mean, I guess it's okay for me because I'm doing it as an artist. So yeah, it's not okay for you. So.
So there.
All right. You have an amazing piece in the 50 Artists, 50 Years exhibition for Star Trek. Tell me, did they call you and say, would you do a piece?
Yes. I was nodding, like good radio again. Yes, they did. And I was never more excited to get a job. There are 49 other people besides me in the world that are doing this right now. You know, that is not lost on me. I'm incredibly excited about that. And also, they kind of gave me cablage. Every artist, they were like, what would you like to do to express your love of Star Trek for 50 years? And I'm thinking, like, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, and I'm trying to think of something I can do that hasn't been done. So I went right to my favorite species, which are the Klingons. And so I did a Klingon piece of all my favorite Klingons, and I had one side of the piece is all the protagonists, the other side is all the antagonists. And I even have, you know, I have the classics in there, but I have them with the ridges. I have Kang and Koloth and Kor, and it was just a joy to do. Klingons, there's no greater alien ever invented in any sci-fi property, as far as I'm. Okay, wait. What do you like?
Romulans.
The Romulans, they have no honor.
Says this the man defending the species who allowed Worf discommendation to say.
All right. Wait. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. How does Klingons not everybody's favorite? They're feudal Japan samurais mixed with Vikings mixed. They're not frat boys. Why? Because oh yeah, they do kind of like headbutt each other a lot. And, okay. Yeah, but like that's a lifestyle I don't get to live because I have intelligence. So I get to
Romulans.
Well, I would rather live vicariously through people that I can't be.
And the Romulans are sneaky, but they do have honor, and they're much more. No, because you even saw it in Deep Space Nine, that during the war with the Dominion, and the first alien species introduced as an antagonist was the Romulans.
That's true.
And
that's true. Yeah.
Mark Leonard was amazing.
And Mark Leonard, by the way, is I think the only actor that played three major. He played a Klingon, he played a Romulan, and a Vulcan. Yeah.
For those that don't know, at the beginning of Star Trek: The Motion Pictures, when the Klingons encounter the V'ger cloud, the Klingon commander is Mark Leonard.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. But maybe some of our listeners didn't. You're right. I don't know. All right. So you're here not only selling some of your works, you're selling some of your original works, right?
Yeah. Yes, I am. In fact, I've actually sold a lot of originals today. Yeah. So.
That's really nice news to hear. I love it when I get
the G&T bump.
That's right. The G&T bump is at it again. Dayton Ward, New York Times bestseller. After he was on New York.
Oh, really?
That's what we're saying. It's the G&T bump. So,
what movie was it that we claimed credit for it? Like The Martian or something. I don't know. We claimed credit.
Oh, you guys did that? Oh, wow.
Ridley Scott called us. He said, I don't know what to do. We said, all right,
said, Matt David, think about it. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing, but that was really fun. All right. So earlier today, I got to attend the new CBS Products panel by John Van Sitters, and there's an interesting little project that mentioned your name.
Really? What was that? I wasn't there.
He mentioned your name about the new comics that are coming up. Yes.
Oh yes. Well, okay, I've been working with John, specifically CBS, on a style guide, a product style guide, and I was doing illustrations for, and that kind of led into something, and I think that's what he was. Wait, how much did he tell you? I don't know how much I'm supposed to say. Okay, yeah, okay, yep. Me and the band are getting back together. Me and the Tiptons. So we're bringing the dream team back together. I know of two projects that are definitely going to happen. The other one I don't know, so I don't know what he's.
Okay, let me see. There were three things up on there. One mentioned your name. Dayton Ward and Kevin Billmore were doing the other one. Were you doing the artwork for that one? No.
Nope.
One was a gold key type thing that they were doing. Either way, they're
doing comics in the style of the gold key, down to everything having an exclamation point.
Really? Are they going to have like rockets coming out of the nacelles?
Yes.
It's going to be so awesome. So either way, we won't necessarily specifically talk about because we don't want to end up tripping over an NDA we're not supposed to. But
Dayton is joining us.
Oh, Dayton is joining.
Tell JK about your gold key.
I can't wait to hear
what you guys are doing.
Well, hi, everybody. Sarah Gatiss at IDW has approached Kevin and I to do a comic story for their Waypoint miniseries, where they're bringing in all these outside artists and writers. And so Kevin and I pitched them a Gold Key story. We are whole hog with the artwork and the storyline and everything. There's going to be fire belching out of the Enterprise nacelles. There's going to be landing party with backpacks. Spock's going to have the huge ears. Everybody's yelling about everything.
Is the Enterprise going to land and have like the thing come out? Because that was a Gold Key thing, where like, the Enterprise would land and we have like the stairs come down.
Well, now you're just being silly. No.
Like the Klingon.
That's the UK comics that does that.
Oh.
But but I mean, we are totally. It's not a parody. It's not a joke. We are totally channeling Gold Key. It's like a lost issue, and we're doing it with Gordon Purcell is doing the art.
Oh, great! Yeah, I worked with him on the crossover. Yeah.
So
you guys, I'm geeking out so hard right now. This is so much fun.
I'm going to bow back out because this is not my interview. Good to talk to you.
Get you later.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Hey, maybe I'll step in on your interview. Just
the beauty of the G&T show.
Anything can happen.
We cross the streams. Write that down. We
We,
Put that on your business cards. Yeah.
oh yeah, that won't infringe any trademarks. Not at all. No, it isn't. Hello. Well, now we have somebody who's coming by who wants to actually probably talk to JK, and we really
Nobody
want
wants to talk to JK.
Nobody wants to talk to JK. But again, we're very excited to have partnered with you this year. We're looking forward to an extended relationship with you. We hope that we get to see. Are you going to be in New York, maybe?
I will be there. I will be in New York next month, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mission? I will be there.
Awesome. The GNT show will be there and in your face again, sir. So
Well, let's do this all over again then.
love to. We'd love to. We're press passing that time. We're checking it out, but hopefully we're still working on a booth issue, so maybe we'll be there. Thank you. We'll lock this down on air, right?
You go to a lot of Con and all of those, so we'll.
I do lots of Comic Cons. More so than I do. I'm not going to be at Baltimore, I don't think.
Well, either way, JK, thank you so much for attending this year and joining us at our booth this year. It's been actually a huge honor for us. Thank you again. It's been a blast having you here.
Thanks for having me here. It's been great. I really appreciate being hosted here.
All right. Well, and
And this wraps up our interview with JK Woodward from the floor of Star Trek's 50th anniversary.
Klingons rule, Romulans rule.
live long and prosper.
Jolan True, bitches.
Hi, my name is JK Woodward. I draw comics for a living, Star Trek. But one thing I never do is listen to the G&T show.
Music for the GNT show is provided by 5-Year Mission, Enterprise Blues Band, Warp 11, Andrew Allen, and Restor. The GNT show is a BLB production.
Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Gonna travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy-free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour